Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dustin on Gaming, doing a little bit of streaming tonight. Aetherworks Marvel. So, this list is in part brought to you by a buddy of mine who streams over on Twitch for Tweezy. He's been having some success with Aetherworks Marvel lately. It kind of led me to trying the deck out a little bit. A little bit of a lockup here on Magic Online as we're getting into some things. So, hopefully that will unlock here in a minute. Aetherworks Marvel, kind of a scourge of a standard format. A few months ago got banned. Good old Magic Online locking up at the most inopportune times. So this is usually a turn 4 combo deck. Needs its energy. My buddy, his list runs the 4 Servant of the Conduit, which used to be standard in the list. Also runs 4 Glimmer of Genius, and plays 1 less Through the Breach, and 1 more Fatty in the list. So, this list is kind of a take on his. The sideboard is card for card his list. The main deck, I made some changes because I don't particularly know that Servant of the Conduit's necessary, but I guess we'll find out. So, changes I made is I added a couple of braids as a little bit more interaction in the main deck. And dear lord, Magic Online is having some issues right now. So, I think we're going to have to restart it here in a minute. Add a couple of braids to the main deck. The main decks I can see giving this deck problems are faster aggro decks and other combo decks, and a braid kind of interacts with some of the bigger, more important ones like KCI and Storm. Interacts with the Mandork or interacts with Clackcrown and Ironworks if you time it right. So I'm figuring the loss of Servant of the Conduit. We'll see if that's relevant or not. I also downgraded some of the Glimmer of Geniuses to Ancient Stirrings. The main cards you're looking for in this deck are the colorless cards. You're looking for the Puzzle Knots to fill your energy. You're looking for Aetherworks Marvel. You're looking for land drops. Or if you have Through the Breach in your hand, you're looking for one of the Fatty Boom Booms to pair with it. The primary ones being Ulamog the Infinite Gyre and 4 copies of Emrakul the Aeon's Torn here. What's up, Jankovic? No ban standard, pretty much. 1 Emrakul the Promised End as kind of your 6th Fatty Boom Boom. If you cast this, you get to control your opponent's turn. This one, you get to destroy a permanent, and then Annihilator 4, Annihilator 6 on Emrakul. You also get the extra turn when you cast it. Beyond that, you've got your energy providers. Attune with Ether allows you to kind of cheat on your land count a little bit. Get you some energy. Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. Pretty jank card. Pretty only good against my favorite deck, Burn, but it does serve some purposes, buys you a turn or two. Rogue Refiner gets you some energy. Cantrips, banned in Standard, obviously. Aetherworks Marvel, banned in Standard. Pick 6 energy, tap it at any time. Find a spell, cast it. Through the Breaches allow you to pair with a monster in your hand. So if you Aetherworks Marvel and Through the Breach, and when you have one of the fatties in your hand, then you can cast that. Couple Jaces kind of tied all together. I don't know how good Jace is in a deck that really can't protect it all that well, but in some ways this is kind of the standard version of Sneak and Show, pretty much, or the modern version of Sneak and Show. So, you know, being able to get these guys into play. So we'll see if we notice the loss of the Servant of the Conduits. I think Servant's a little slow for Modern. A 2-mana Mandork. That's a 2/2. I mean, it's fine. It does help you theoretically cast a Marvel on 3, but there are very few situations where you can cast Servant of the Conduit and actually activate Marvel on 3. Like, you'd have to have Attune plus Servant, that's 4. No, there's like no sequence of things that allows you to cast and activate Marvel on 3 anyway. So I don't know if the Servant's that necessary other than the Through the Breach plan. So we'll see how that plays out. Sideboard, 2 Dispel, 2 to Negate, and some Thought Seizes against the combo and control decks. 4 Leyline of the Void for graveyard-based decks, which can be problems. Also can bring it against Storm and such. 3 Anger of the Gods for small creature decks, and a couple copies of Wear Tear for things like Ensnaring Bridge, Stony Silence, etc. Wear Tear is not exactly the easiest card to cast in the deck, given your only white sources are the Ether Hubs. And if you had Servant of the Conduit, that would be relevant too, so Maybe there's some consideration for running some number of servants, but I'm going to go ahead and restart Magic Online just because it seems to be acting up here at the moment, because it keeps like glitching in and out. So just gonna play some test games. I've not actually played this archetype in some time. My buddy has gone 9-1, so he's had some pretty reasonable results. So wanted to give it a test. I'm obviously differentiating from his list a little bit, so we'll see if that comes back to bite us some. Obviously turn 4 decks should be explored in Modern. I mean, especially if this one can be consistent. There's obviously reasons to explore the list. So, as Jankovic joked. I think... See, I have my own theories on Aetherworks Marvel, but, I think if I were to run Siphoner in the sideboard, it would be a slightly different list. I have like ideas for like a Confidant or for a Sultai list, but I really don't have time to work on that right now. So I was only doing this kind of help a buddy of mine prepare for a tournament himself. Yeah, this hand seems pretty good. We're on the play, so I think we go turn 1 Ancient Stirrings here, turn 2 Puzzle Knot. And if we happen to find, the land drops, we should be able to get a Marvel on for. You know, Ether Hub, not exactly the most exciting. Guess we'll see how this goes. We are going to get Tot-seized. See if our opponent knows what's going on. They'll probably take Rogue Refiner here, be my guess. Maybe the Glimmer of Genius. So. Yep, they take the Puzzle Knot. You know, there's nothing more annoying in the world of your opponent thought-seizing a card and immediately your opponent draws, or you immediately draw the card your opponent just thought-seized. See if they have like a Goyf or something here to pressure us. They do. Yeah, that seems to happen a lot. Alright. So... Huh. I can cast Rogue Refiner, or I can cast Ancient Stirrings here. So... An interesting puzzle, because we need a land drop for next turn, but we also need to be able to find a Marvel here. So... I think I just use all my mana, so I go ahead and play out the Rogue Refiner here. Drawing a Braid, which isn't... It's not great, but it's not horrible either. Probably going to get Lily on it or something here. Yep, what am I pitching here is the question mark. I guess I'm pitching a Braid. Opponent goes ahead and attacks here. Or do they just want to defend their Liliana? Yeah, I'm fine taking damage here. Big Mama Emrakul. Well then, I think we take the fetch land, because we want to shuffle those back into our deck. Play out the fetch land here. We go ahead and attack our opponent's thing here. I think we're just going to discard Emrakul here. Dark Confidant. Discard the Emrakul. Shuffle that back in. Once again, just kind of willing to take the damage here. Our opponent's on empty, so we're going to go ahead and fetch a Stomping Ground here. Damage might be relevant, so I don't know. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Huh. I don't know, Jan. That's part of what I'm testing here. So I honestly couldn't tell you for sure. I don't know, and I don't know. So we have a couple plays we can make here. We can Glimmer of Genius. We could crack the puzzle knot. So we're taking down to 4 here. Let's try to Glimmer to try to set up a... Alright, no, and no. Through the Breach. That's unfortunate. Alright, and our opponent fetches at a random time for no apparent reason. Another Glimmer of Genius. I think I attune here, grab an island, play out the island, Jace, unsummon the Goyf to buy us a turn, pass to our opponent. Jace will give us a bunch of looks at finding some stuff here, so... Yeah, the energy won't be a problem. It's just a matter of finding either a fatty to pair with our Through the Breach, or question is, do I even chump block here? I don't think so. Well, there's a Marvel. So... Now we are actually punished for how we did things here. So... put the lands back. No, I'm back to work. That's why I haven't been streaming. And Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, which kind of sucks that we're putting that to the bottom. We actually would have hit that with our spin. So... here we go, Marvel. Here we go. Yep. Cast. GG, well played. And I think our opponent sees the writing on the wall. Alright, on to sideboarding. I don't know that we sideboard all that much. Yeah, I know. I know you're smart aleckness by now. I don't really know there's that much we change in this configuration against black-green. So our opponent's probably testing black-green for when Assassin's thing comes out. I think you should pick a format. For what? What's up, Kyle? Kyle! Alright, I don't think we sideboard anything, honestly. Maybe we board out the Abrades? For what, though? I don't really want Thoughtseize. Anger of the Gods doesn't do a ton against them. This is a buddy of mine's deck, so, kind of testing his list, kind of testing my own spin on it. So, eh. Sand's okay. I mean, they're probably, if they discard spell us, they're probably gonna have to take one of the combo pieces, so they gotta leave our energy producer alone. So, no discard spell. It's interesting. See if they have a... Oh, they have a Dark Confidant. That's kind of scary, given the fact we don't have a removal spell right now. Need a blue source here. Opponent has a Golgari Charm. Why is Golgari Charm in their deck? I'm not getting Lilianed. Nope, Fulminator Mage. Alright, opponent going with the LD plan. It's kind of awkward. So, guess we have to Ancient Stirrings here, which kind of sucks. Guess I really want that Marvel, man, but I think we have to grab a land here. What do we grab here? Do we grab one of the lands, or do we grab the Marvel and pray? I think we gotta grab a land, which kind of sucks. Opponent has Kitchen Finks. Okay. Tireless Tracker, sure. So our opponent's going to have a lot of pressure in play. So that land drop may have actually cost us a lot here. Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre. Draw a card here. We see an Aetherworks Marvel. Alright. Opponent has another Kitchen Finks in hand. What we need is lands. Lands. Lands are all we need. We're gonna get Lilianed, aren't we? Yeah, unfortunately we're gonna miss a land drop here. And our opponent's putting us under as much pressure as possible. So we need like Ether Hub to combo next turn, which kinda sucks. Ay, Chihuahua. I don't think we have any good plays here other than either play Puzzle Knot or crack Puzzle Knot. So I think Min efficiency-wise, we're just going to crack Puzzle Knot here. Opponent reveals a Collective Brutality. Okay, so can they kill us this turn? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do a lot of damage. And if they have a Thoughtseize effect here, it's going to be pretty brutal. Because there's no way we're going to be able to... yes. The Scry is pathetic. The life gain is relevant in terms of buying time. I wonder if I'm just dead here. So 4... Gonna be close. Think... 2, 4... So... See if they're just... If they draw a Thoughtseize here, obviously we're in some trouble. We need to top deck a land. 4, 6, 10... So... Okay. So that is 5, 9, 11. So opponent missed an so if they have I guess if they have another Collective Brutality, we're dead here. You have a second Collective Brutality? Nope. Inquisition to take Puzzle Knot? Sure. Don't care. Each player discards a card. Get one of these Emrakuls back into our deck. Dope. Alright, well, that was a fun game. So, if they wouldn't have, fulminated us, we would have been alright there. I still don't know that we changed anything. Like, Dispels and Negates aren't really for this matchup. Thoughtseize isn't really for this matchup. Anger kills some of their guys, but not all. Same thing with the Braids, so go with the one that's more mana efficient, less difficult to cast. "20 lands is pushing it. My buddy runs, okay, this hand is interesting. Don't think we can keep this one. This hand's okay, but not fantastic. Glimmer of Genius. I think we top that, because in the end it really doesn't matter. We run 4 tunes, so we're basically running 24 lands, and then the Ancient Stirrings allows us to dig deeper too, so it's kind of like, sorta kinda. Like, my buddy runs 21, and he doesn't run Ancient Stirrings. He runs 4 Servant of the Conduit and Glimmer of Genius in some of those slots, so it's part of what we're testing here, is how much the land drops get us. Like, if our opponent wouldn't have fulminated us last game, then we would have been fine, but it's kind of whatever. Like, this game, we're just kind of floundering around, not doing anything. Okay. They're not really going to successfully color screw us here, so I'm not sure what they're up to here. I don't really care about them getting Ether Hub per se, so it's kind of whatever here. I mean, we have eight draws that just killed them, and a bunch of looks at a bunch of other cards, so it's kind of whatever. Through the Breach or Aetherworks Marvel itself. I mean, pretty much any of the cards here, get them. Please just fire up Treetop Village. That's Collective Brutality. Okay, sure. You either get a Harness Lightning or a Braid. If I had Through the Breach, you'd already be dead, friend. I'm gonna play out a Liliana here, would be my guess. Nope, do nothing. Interesting. Wowzers. I think we just hold the lands in our hand as an anti-Liliana measure here. Alright, I mean, Vraska is kind of a thing. Her ultimate's definitely putting us on a clock. We continue to draw lands. There are 14 mana producing lands. We're not hard casting Emrakul in this deck. Alright, I mean, sure. This Vraska is really the clock, not this Treetop Village. One, two, three, four, five, six. Just because Annihilator can sometimes be relevant. Harness Lightning. Seriously? Alright. So... we had a lot of live top decks and we're just kind of clanking here. Mm-hmm. I don't actually know if that stops the combo or not. Guess we'll find out. Never mind. You just die. Wow, that's pretty abysmal. Meh. It happens, I guess. Didn't see any of our Ancient Stirrings, didn't see any of our Glimmer of Geniuses, didn't see any of our Jaces, didn't see our Through the Breaches, didn't see our Marvels. So I think we were pretty live there. Yeah, sure, we'll keep his hand. See if we're up against Burn or Jund here. Maybe Pyromancer. Looks like more like Pyromancer. Guess I want my red source. Okay. Opponent can't be on Hollow One, can they? It's a bizarre sequence for Hollow One. Maybe Jund Death Shadow? School's going pretty good. Been busy with that the last couple nights. Brutality, maybe? Cathartic. Pitching a couple lands. Not really sure what our opponent's got going on over there. Must be Hollow One of some kind. Continue to get some lands out of our deck here. Last night was talking about earnings per share and diluted earnings per share. And unless you want me putting everybody to sleep, I better not break that down. Because it's only really relevant for financial statements of corporate, publicly traded companies. Am I playing just a, so I would surely fall asleep. Alright. See what our opponent's got here. This is a Faithless Looting? Nope, a Hollow One. Hey now, let's not be banging on Massif, my man. Sure, I'll take 4 damage for the potential ability to deal you 3. Sounds good to me. Of course, to be fair, if we see a Marvel or a, there's a Death Shadow. So it looks like they're a Hollow One Death Shadow hybrid. That's interesting. Another Rogue Refiner. Alright, we found a Mind Sculptor. I tend to try to play quickly. I don't tend to want to take too long, especially on decks that aren't that complicated. So this one's an interesting... Alright, see what this is here. It's like a Bushwhacker or something. Another Cathartic Reunion. Did our opponent pitch? Opponent pitched a Bushwhacker and a Mountain. Interesting. What do I even block here? Well, it's just swinging for the fences here. Let's try to get this stupid Death Shadow off the table and hope they don't have another Street Wraith. Because the other two I can kill pretty easily here. I'm okay, but not happy going to 9 here. You have a Thoughtseize? Nope, another Hollow One. Another Hollow One could make this tricky. I need the Breeding Pool here. Which is awkward. So... Getting that breeding pool might actually leave us dead here. Kill 1, take 5. No, that might be a mistake, actually. Like I said, I'm missing a lot of draws these games. Maybe I'm not being aggressive enough looking for the combo. Well, I mean, if you have Bolt, we're dead. It's kind of whatever. You have the Bolt. This looks like a Delve Fatty. An Aetherworks Marvel or a Through the Breach. Actually, probably preferably a Through the Breach at this point. Don't think there's any combination of cards that get us out here. Yep, there's a Through the Breach. Alright. 2 cards down. That's unfortunate. So Death Shadow. That makes things a little interesting. I definitely want the ley lines here. Do that. So they saw they had Bushwhacker. Don't really think we have a ton of time to be jacing in this matchup, so we'll go like that. Bring in the ley lines, leave a little bit of interaction in. Okay, opponent didn't want to play anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright, so let's try a couple 2-man queues, see how it does. Deck still feels like it's got a lot of air. I don't know if my buddy's just been doing, like, if his Glimmers are that much better than the Ancient Stirrings, or if we've just been getting a little bit unlucky on the variant side. I mean, that Jund matchup we had, I don't know, Foz. As Kanta's a little slow, and this deck ideally wants to be hitting its stride on turn 4, so I don't know that as Kanta would necessarily help. It might be a reasonable card in the sideboard for the grindy matchups, but for the most part, it's not really a win in Space Marine, you know that. But some people only want to test against tier or whatever stuff, so I don't mind testing against decks as long as they're remotely interesting. So I'm not dismissing the idea. There's a lot of things, like, a lot of it depends on how you want to build the deck, too. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep this hand. Hand seems pretty reasonable. Treasure hunt. Alright. Well, at least we know what we're up against. Well, I think we're up against the Swans deck, so hope you're happy. So if we find a Marvel Office Ancient Stirrings, we'll be able to spin on turn 4. It might just be... Nope, it's just a Seismic Assault. It might be Swan's deck, it's kind of hard to say. I think I'm going to hold that fetch land for Jace here. Wow. I really don't want any of these cards. I'm going to start chucking some lands at our face. Not yet. Yep, looks like they're the Treasure Hunt deck. So it looks like we'll be bringing in, let's see how many lands. They only hit 2 lands. Okay. Looks like they're the Swans deck with the Cascade Bluffs. Another Puzzle Knots, okay-ish. We're only going to get 1 Brainstorm out of Jace, but I think that's alright. Looking for... Oh, they have Lightning. That's a lot of cards in their deck. Alright, we see a Through the Breach. So... Huh. We're in a weird spot. We get to, like, annihilate them for 4, but it's not going to really do away with most of their board here. Like, we still got to find something else to kill them. And we know we're drawing a land next turn. Some do, some don't. Yeah, this one does. So that means next turn, if we weren't annihilating them, then they would get to cast Swans here. We get to annihilate them for 4, which is going to keep them off of comboing with Swans. So... this deck feels like it might just be too inconsistent. Like, my buddy's been running really well, and I don't know if it's just his build of the deck, or if he's been running hot. So... like, we still need the top deck here to kill our opponent. No, this isn't... his results are not LGS. They are Magic Online. Rogue Refiner, huh? The problem is we're just dead next turn, so... well, there's a Through the Breach if we happen to live through the next turn. But we're not going to live through the next turn. No, in friendly leagues. But they've been legit decks. He's played, like, Burn, like, 5 times. Played against Jund a couple once. Played against Goblins. Played against, and this is where we just die. So. Instead of going through the nonsense. Alright, so we want the wear tears. Probably want the negates here. Maybe Thoughtseize. Board out the Harness Lightnings and the Abrades. He has 21. He has 21 lands and 4 Servant of the Conduit in his list, but he doesn't run in 4 Tune. So, oh, I'm not going to try to meta someone in a 2-man queue. Like, seriously. It's Treasure Hunt. They play like 40-some lands. How does he not have enough lands? They play like Bolt. I mean, he might bring in some counter spells here. It's kind of whatever. But if we can't beat Treasure Swans, I think we might be done for the evening. Like, we had a decent chance in that Jund matchup. We missed on a couple of draws. But seriously, in that Jund matchup, we had 4 Stirrings, 4 Marvel, 2 Glimmer, 4 Breach. So 4, 8, 10, 14, 16 outs to find more stuff. Jan, I'm not trying to level somebody with a freaking Swans deck. Alright, I mean, we got a turn 4 spin. Can't really ask for too much more than that. Like, they might have brought in some amount of counter spells here. Randy Bueller is one of the Wizard coverage guys, or was one of the Wizard cover guys. He was one of the very first Pro Tour winners, I believe. Is he in the Hall of Fame? Treasure Hunt. Draws it. Or top card is Molten Vortex. Okay. You basically like control players, Space Marine. We got it. Now I gotta kind of be careful about going for the combo here. It's possible they have something like Negate. So am I supposed to play around that or just jam? Well, I think the fact that we have the second Marvel, I'm just gonna go ahead and jam. You have Negate? Well, that's kind of awkward. So we'll get us another spin next turn. animations never change their spots. Nah, Glimmer isn't worth it here. We don't want to risk drawing any more of our fatties. So BS Swans, yep. So we basically have Jace the Mind Sculptor. So I can guarantee this Ulamog, but is that good enough here? I think Ulamog getting rid of Swans is probably good enough. Let's grab Overgrown Tomb tapped. And if we happen to find a Emrakul, all the better. Or I could just balance the Swans. Put the Ether Hub and the Ulamog back. We at least know we're going to hit an Ulamog here. Kill the Swans. That's the card that gives us the most issues here. Guys, I'm actually trying to win the matches. I'm not trying to just like say this deck's jank and not play it. Alright, on the sideboard again. Tablet Lollipop only took 50 minutes. What's up, War Dog? How you doing? Rotor Warrior Active, so inspiring. Don't think we want the spell. Don't think we want Ley Line. Abrade. Anger doesn't do anything. So. What the hands is this? Basically already a mulligan to 4. Unless we draw through the breach. Is that good enough? I don't know, guys. This is a keeper 'em all. Like, these 4 cards I would keep as a 4-handed. I'm gonna say, if this were just a 4-hander, I would keep these 4 cards. These 3, not so much. Now this hand's much, much worse. Alright, Rogue Refiner's fine. Turn 1, Molten Vortex, go! Not really want to draw Emrakul there. Do we even want to grab our mountain here? We'll just grab another island in case we draw Jace. So if we find a Marvel, we'll have the energy to activate it on 4. But we only have... I think he ran 1 Whirler in his main deck. And Whirler's fine, but I mean, it just buys time in a lot of matchups. It doesn't actually win the game. Alright, Through the Breach is kind of something. Emrakul the Promised End's not exactly the best breach target. Especially if they have like a Swans here. Another Through the Breach. Okay. Sure. What a match. So I'm going to pass here. I'm going to end-step Breach in the Emrakul, and then cast the Marvel, because I don't think there's a chance we die here. So that would require them to have Seismic Assault in play, really, to kill us with Swans. I don't understand why they're playing so many lands, but whatever. Feels like the Swans. Yep. Which makes the Emrakul less interesting because, see if they have a negate or something here. I feel like if they have a negate, they have to negate this. Yep. Should pretty much be a concession, right? Does our opponent think they're actually going to survive this? It's kind of entertaining. I suppose they're planning on chump blocking Emrakul with... Yeah, I know they get enough permanents to survive here. I'm just wondering... Because they're going to block, they're going to get to draw 15 cards. Swan yourself to death. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have to sacrifice that in 5 lands. So I think I'm going to risk it. No, breaching the second Emrakul isn't our best play this turn. Because it wouldn't kill them anyway. So, our best bet's actually to probably post-combat spin the Marvel again here with the Puzzle Knot. Because putting them to 7 really doesn't accomplish anything. The only thing that's going to accomplish anything is if we hit a Jace or a one of the other fatties. Jace will bounce the swans. Okay, and our opponent just concedes. Sure. We would have hit another Emrakul and the Jace, so the game would have been over. So, yeah, it's kind of a scary dude. Scary dude. I think I got one more match in me. See if we play against somebody else. Testing thus far has been inconclusive, shall we say. Alright, I mean, don't get too many better hands on the play, do we? Keep. Excuse me. That's a scary jellyfish. So we get a red source here. I'm eventually going to play those decks. Yep. So we probably lose Puzzle Knot here. It kind of sucks. So I have a list from O'Doyle rules too. Now that I'm back to working in school, I can't exactly play like 24/7, unfortunately. Take Ancient Stirrings. Sometimes I think the Magic Gods hate my opponents. Like, if I were them, I probably would have taken Puzzle Knot, but I guess Stirrings is kind of whatever. They have a follow-up Thoughtseize for, like, the Marvel, I guess I understand. Confidant, okay. Do I hope to top deck a land, or do I just Ancient Stirrings now? Because if I hit Ether Hub, all bets are off anyway. Guess we take that. Opponent could have Kolaghan's Command, so I can't just, like, run out. Opponent grabs an Inquisition of Kozilek. Alright. Mono Blue Bulk. I'm not even sure what Mono Blue Bulk is. Is that the Mono Blue Tempest deck? Or Mono Blue Wizards deck? Sure. Harness Lightning here. Alright, hope they don't peel a Thoughtseize. I mean, it's done reasonably well, and if you watch the Japanese national coverage at all, after GP Detroit coverage, one of the top pros over there was playing it and made at least the top 8. I don't know if he actually made the finals or not. Ichikawa or whatever his name is. Not Ichikawa. Yeah. So we get one spin at Marvel here. Guaranteed. Not exactly the best spin. If they have Kolaghan's Command here, we could get punished. I think I'm in the market for the Refiner here. Definitely don't want to put that junk back on top of our deck. Alright, sure. They have, like I said, if they have K-Command here, we're going to get punished pretty bad. But we had to take the spin, so... Could be they're just a... This feels like an attack with Raging Ravine here. Just trying to get us dead. Because that puts us on a 2-turn clock. Yeah, this just feels like a Raging Ravine attack. Another Through the Breach, not exactly what we're looking for here. So we get 2 spins with Marvel. None of our fatties are currently in our hand. So, let's see what we hit. That's a pretty good one. I don't know, opponent. Do you think that's a good one? You know you're gonna lose your entire board, right? I mean, I appreciate my opponent's gumption here, but Through the Breach, Rogue Refiner for the win! Fair playing, bastard. Godspeed. To be fair, we've already lost to Jun once tonight, so let's not get too chippy as far as Jun goes. I don't think any of the sideboard cards are for this matchup. I mean, if we had like Rogue Refiner, maybe. But I think Anger of the Gods is better in the matchups where you want that kind of effect. Actually, no, we lost to Green-Black. We didn't lose to Jun, technically. But they could also have a Braid, not a Braid, Kolaghan's Command. I guess they could have a Braid, too. Assassin's Trophy will be good. I think there are certain matchups Assassin's Trophy will be very good, and then there's other matchups that's just like, okay, you have a new removal spell, congratulations. Like it hurts, it helps Green-Black a lot, but, eh. This hand's alright, especially since we know we're gonna get, Thunk sizzled here. So, Keep it. We're gonna get inquisitioned. Yep, there goes our Ancient Stirrings here. Excuse me. How would it help Sultai in Standard? Most of the Sultai tools are going out the window. Like, everyone's so excited about this card in Standard, but there are very few green-black decks, like Snake's going out the window, etc. Hey, there's an Emrakul, the Promised End. It's a card we really don't want to draw here. I guess the most pressuring card our opponent could have for us here would be Liliana of the Veil would be the worst thing here. I'm not saying the deck won't be viable. I'm just simply saying that there's no existing shell that will survive. Like, alright, another Rogue Refiner. We miss our land drop. Well, I guess we don't miss our land drop, but we still need to hit a land drop next turn. It depends on the supporting cast. Because honestly, right now, mono green aggro splashing Assassin's Trophy is pretty scary. The Vraska's Planeswalker is garbage. Vraska Planeswalker is garbage. Maybe, but that Vraska's Planeswalker is absolute trash. The Vraska that already exists is far better. Liliana of the Veil, sure. So what am I pitching here? I guess Puzzle Knot? I could pitch Rogue Refiner here. Is that the right card to pitch? I guess it's just Rogue Refiner. Grows their Scavenging Ooze, but it's kind of whatever here. Sure. Just gonna take this hit. It's whatever. I think we just shock, take Breeding Pool in case we draw Jace. Which kind of sucks from the damage race perspective, but I'm not really interested in either one of these cards. Through the Breach. That's an Aetherworks Marvel. Survey says... Obviously, we just attack with Rogue Refiner here. because it's just going to get edicted otherwise. So they got to decide if they want their Liliana to take a hit here, or... And they can't kill us on the crackback, so... Yep, another Scavenging Ooze. I'm discarding here. Puzzle Knot, I guess. Grows their Gorf to a 4/5. We have 7 power here, so we get like 1 more spin in it. Another Marvel's not bad. Really need a good hit there, here though. Some life. Not the best spin in the world. So do I get Harness Lightning and kill something here? Or... do I just get a Tune with Ether and play another Puzzle Knot? So right now we're taking 4, 7, 9, 10 damage, potentially. Puzzle Knot would put us to 13, so we'd be dead to Bolt. That's 5. Huh. Guess we're dead to Bolt either way. So maybe it would have been correct to just get the Attune, play the land, and... Alright, so... Opponent gets to hit us for... Put a Planeswalker in the yard, are we just dead? I think we're just dead now. So 8, that'll be 9 power, they get to eat a creature. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. I took the wrong line here. Or is there already a Planeswalker in the board? No, there's not already a Planeswalker in the yard here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're just dead now. Actually, how many creatures are in the yard right now? Just the one, so actually we might be alive as long as they didn't draw Bolt or Brutality. Or a K command. Am I dead? Do you have the Bolt? Do you have the Brutality? Nope, you have a land. Alrighty. So... hard to say what'll be good, Space Marine. Like a shell of Sarkon, a shell of Sarkon, Nicol Bolas, and Niv Mizzet might not be half bad. Like, seriously, how many times can we miss on Aetherworks Marvel here? Crown mana? Easy game, easy time. Missed an attack with Rogue Refiner there. Oh well. That's the game, friend. Alright, they don't want to concede, so just make sure they're really dead here. Oh, you mean the retake on Disallow? I don't know. I think it's fine. It's basically Disallow with either put it in the graveyard or leave it on the top of your deck instead of the scry. Not Disallow. Dissolve. Is that the right card? So, thoughts on the deck? No idea. We played against 2 mid-range decks. That's not the main counterspell, my friend. That's the main counterspell of the format. Oh, at least they gave Control the 4-mana draw card that it needed, so Esper will still be viable. Chemister's Insight. That's pretty sweet. I'm thankful for that as a Control player. Now we just need a Fog for Turbo Fog to stay viable. Alright, so thoughts on Aetherworks Marvel. I mean, the deck's fun, it won some matchups. It's really kind of hard to tell how good it is. We're going to need to play it more. I mean, the one matchup we lost of the 3 matches we played was because I bricked off on like 16 different draw steps for a couple of turns. So that's going to happen some amount of the time with any combo deck with this much air. Sideboard seems fine. It seems like the fair decks are pretty decent matchups. The sideboard's been tuned by him, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. I don't think we really missed Servant in the Conduit too much, but then again, I don't think we played any matchups where turn 4 through the Breach was relevant. So, I don't know. Really kind of hard to kind of assess right now. So. You red, choose one or both. Counter target spell or deal 3 damage to any target. The one... I am to a certain extent, but it wasn't really so much the lines of play as it was, like, just not drawing the cards. So, I mean, kind of hard to say. But, I mean, we went 2-1 in the matchups we actually played to conclusion. We beat Jun, lost to Green Black Rock, mainly because of variance, and then beat Treasure Hunt. So, I know Space Marine, I know. As far as the deck, I still don't know if the Servant of the Conduit versus the regular is correct or not. Or the Abrades in the cards I have. It's really kind of a matter of preference and checking things out. So, really didn't play against any speed matchups where we need that. So, alrighty. Everyone have a good evening. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to be uploading a burn video from a league I played Sunday night off stream while I was watching my buddy stream his Marvel list. It's not the best played league. We did go 4-1. We should have been 5-0, but I kind of sort of scooped my buddy because he missed a couple of attacks with his Rogue Refiner. So we could have easily been 5-0, and we played last round played against a Storm opponent that actually timed themselves out. So I don't know how relevant the league actually was. And then we played against Mono White Death and Taxes, Mill, and Blue Red Delver. Oh, Space Marine, you'll love this one. So, my Mill opponent Inquisitions me, takes a Boros Charm, leaves me with Skullcrack, and then a couple turns later complains about Cryptic Incursion not resolving its life gain. Classic, great player. But I'm going to leave everybody on that note, and everybody have a good evening. This has been Dusk for Dusted on Gaming. Thanks for tuning in.